season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Taken in at the 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Holding. Receiving team.
So already not the best to kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Logan Hall
able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
To try again after the sack, Cousins.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. A little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Throwing is Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fast footwork by White. It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession.
They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, and Zach Wilson.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Wilson. It's grabbed over the middle by White.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he rifles one incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson.
A pass underneath for Fournette. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
1st down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we can turn it all loose.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A second down throw for Cousins. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 16 carries, 96 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Joe Tryon from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now Cousins.
Tries the left side and finds Olave.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. From the 44, Wilson. He completes it to Evans.
He's got room at the 30.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bucs are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara able to slither by. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw is Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Cousins now. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. White now to return. Oh, nice move. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them. Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
On second down, here's Fournette. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 9 carries, 52 yards.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game, because they have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute them. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20+.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Up the gut, Fournette.
And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now it's Wilson. And a catch right side by Evans. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 40. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Wilson. Throw left side, complete to Moss. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Cousins to throw it. That is caught. It's Tajae Sharpe.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Cousins from the gun on third. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up the fourth down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Second and 5 now. Wilson. And this is caught by Evans. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago. We're still in the first half. It's a first down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there, picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
Wilson looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They go play action with Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now it's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's White. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Wilson will throw again. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. 29 yards. And the Buccaneers are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Now the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Holding. Offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Cousins. In the hands of Kamara. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Throw left side, complete to Sharp.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins.
Downfield, and he's got Olave.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 38-yard line. Here's Kamara off the draw. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. To throw, Cousins. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Cousins. That's complete to Sharp.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. Here's Cousins. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibson. And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
6 yards left on 2nd down.
On the draw, this is Fournette. And some room to work. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Well, throw on first down with Wilson.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Wilson. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. With it is Jackson. A beautiful fake. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Slant pass complete to Olave.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
The two big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. James Robinson, a touchdown run in the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Takes it at the 7. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Bucs ready to go here to begin the third quarter.
Second half beginning with a run from Fournette.
And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Fournette. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Now he'll escape to his left. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson.
A pass underneath for Fournette. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Wilson. He finds his target. It's Evans. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 27-yard line. And with that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Throwing again here, Wilson.
They'll swing this out to Fournette.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Play action. It's Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Zach Wilson,
A 6-yard touchdown run.
and the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The Bucs ready for the kickoff, and here we go. It's in the air.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On second down, Kamara. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Looking long for Thomas. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Wilson.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That's complete to, and he loses the football a second time. And the Buccaneers have it. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Here's a give to Fournette.
73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
On 2nd down and 4, Wilson dumps it off to Fournette. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now Wilson. A quick throw, but incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. On 3rd down, Wilson. And Evans calls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year.
And the Bucs have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. On 3rd down, Cousins. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line. Cousins on first down. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Kamara up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. Throwing is Cousins. And he'll just get rid of it.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he returns this to the 22.
And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. He sort of just keeps chipping away at this defense. Hasn't had a spectacular game, but here in the third quarter that they've known all game long that he's there.
He's the type of guy that frustrates you if you're playing defense, because when you think you've taken away something or you think you've got him in check, he comes up with another catch, the chains move, or he finds a way to get it to the end zone. He's that guy that drives you crazy, and offenses love it.
He's hoping to drive him more crazy here coming up. We are off to the fourth quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
A handoff to Fournette. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. The Bucs on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Wilson. Open man is Godwin. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
89 yards on the ground for Fournette. It's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Fournette, a first down carry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Fournette.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up. Up the gut, Fournette. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
To throw is Wilson.
Complete right side to Otten.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Fournette will score. Touchdown, Buccaneers. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
The try here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The New Orleans offense set to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Throwing, Cousins.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house from Buccaneer TD.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
From the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Back to it after the pick 6. Cousins.
Olave over the middle.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Cousins now to throw on first down. And the defense loses him. It's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run it again with Kamara. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
We'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Cousins. And it's caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
Kamara looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Cousins. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Seibert, up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback.
So out come the Bucs now.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
And some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
154 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Well, Leonard Fournette, not a guy to shy away from contact. He can lower the boom on you when he gets ahead of steam, and that was a heck of a run right there.
Yeah, this part of the game, the 4th quarter, this is where a running back really has a chance to shine. This is what they've been training for, to take over the game down the stretch. The defense, it's been battered all game long. And here, this is just a case of a runner imposing his will and deciding he didn't want to be tackled right there.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
The partner under the lights in primetime, this offense that gave the nation quite a show, bring up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Bucs, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah.